All right, we'll be having our next guest now joining us online. Her name is Zeeza. Now, she's an event planner and organizer. I mentioned at the beginning of the show that there has been a reduction in the number of physical events that we've had around the country because of the pandemic. Because as much as people like to party and have a good time, they love their lives even more. So we're going to be speaking with Zeeza on the future of work, how she as an event planner and decorator has coped during this pandemic and how she hopes to, keep her head above the water in coming days. Hello, Zeeza, are you there?
I'm here. Hello.
Thank you for
Good
joining us.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm all right.
All right. So, did you listen to my conversation with Soul Child? Did you get some
I
of the things
did.
he said? Okay. And at the
I
beginning
did.
of the show, I said that you are from two different industries. He's from the creative space, and you're also from the creative space, but behind the scenes, organizing for the events that would take place. How has that been for you so far? How has work been in this pandemic?
Hmm. Well, it's been boring. We've not been working. Everybody has been on the low. So it's really been challenging having to. There's no work. Everything is going virtual, and
Mm-hmm.
then we have to re-strategize. A lot of things are going on. We need to re-strategize, look for other ways to do things. It's really, really been challenging.
That's true. And I'll be honest, when you started with in my mind I said, this lady, well done. So
It's
so
really been
many
challenging. Trust me, it's not easy at all.
so
It's
many
not easy
people
at all.
have okay, Ziza, so many people have resorted to having online weddings. I watched a wedding on YouTube last month. It was the wedding was officiated in the church with very few people. I think it was just the officiating minister and the ladies, bridal train, and the groomsmen, but socially distanced, and wearing face masks. So we know that there's also going to be a change in the way people do makeup for events and stuff. But you now as an event planner, how have you been? You cannot compete with online weddings. I'm sure that when people were doing events then they didn't see it coming that a day will come where people will say, you know what, we are not paying for any space. We don't need an event planner. We're just going to bring our phone and anybody that wants to watch can stream whatever we're doing. So my first question to you would be, how as an event planner have you been able to stay, how have you been able to survive in this period? Because I'm sure that there were people who had events that they had paid for. They had given you down payments before the pandemic for you to plan an event for them, but because of this pandemic they've not been able to go ahead with it, and some people have wanted a refund. So how have you been able to balance all that?
Hmm. Well, the idea is first, I'm not an event planner. I'm a decorator.
Okay.
Do you understand? So there are two different things there. I'm a decorator, I decorate. And at the same time, we're still in the same industry. So the thing is, it's not been easy because we have to really re-strategize. Everything is going virtual, everything is
Mm-hmm.
going online. So as a decorator, my only concentration is, even if it's going to be an intimate event, you still have to decorate, no matter how little. So now it's just not as elaborate as it used to be. Do you get? Like now
Yes.
we have to, because everything is now online, virtual. So I'm now concentrating on the couple, what they want.
Okay.
Some still want, still just to give them the moment. Some still want their moments very, very.
Hello,
Do you
Ziza, are you
understand?
okay?
And even they still want everything very fine. They still want to have their dream wedding. So even if it's in the sitting room, they want a dream wedding, and that is the goal. So it's not even about the crowd and the big space and all that, but there's still it's about fulfillment for the couple, what they want. So how we can still give them that memorable event, the joy of having to walk into their event, even though it's virtual. People are still watching it. So even if it's online, people are still watching, everybody is present. So they still want that moment, that beautiful environment. So that is the goal. So
Okay.
I'm still working, but it's just not as big
As
as
it used
before.
to
Do you
be.
understand? Yes. So I'm still working.
Yeah, that's very well said, Ziza. And one thing that came to mind as you were speaking was, before the coronavirus, settled in Nigeria, we still had things going on as per usual, the normal things. So people were really, a lot of people, or maybe, okay, let me not say a lot of people, but some people were concerned not just about them, the main people, the main characters at the event, but the number of people that will be there, large events, so many people. Small events were not really a thing for so many people, but now it has become compulsory that if they are going to have any event at all, it has to be small. How many small events have you decorated in this period?
Uh, I still work last weekend. I'm working. I'm working almost every weekend.
Wow.
I'm still working. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yes. So it's just intimate. Like I said, it's just intimate. People are still getting married. I saw this slogan, like, okay, instead of why not get married? Instead of it's not a wedding, it's getting married now. Do you understand? People need to get married and then not doing wedding. I don't know if that is correct. So now, so up to last weekend, I still had an event. So it's just minimal. Do you understand?
yes.
So yeah, it's just minimal, and then like I said, the moment is just the moment for the couple. So I'm still working. It's just
Okay.
little. How do I
Okay,
say?
Ziza, I
Do you
understand
get
that.
me now?
Yes, I totally get you. Now, you're a decorator, and I know that
Yes.
decorators don't work alone. Decorators have to have other
Exactly.
people to help them, set up and all that.
Teamwork.
Has this period changed the way you work? Has it made you reduce the number of hands that you have with you, or pay for more people, but in those maybe spending more in protective gear? How has the pandemic affected your work pattern?
Okay, good. It has really affected it first. There are some things that are, even though you have to reduce the number of staff or the workforce, even though you have to reduce them, but there are still some things you cannot reduce.
Okay.
There are some you still, even though you're working in a very tiny environment, you still have to work with numbers. Numbers are a strong point for us. Do you understand? So
Yes.
the only thing we just have to do is, of course, be conscious of the environment of the COVID-19 thing, and then have to really educate the staff, the way we work, the way we relate. Do you understand? So it
Yes.
has really been restrained us a little bit on how the work should flow, the way it will be normally. But as it is, definitely the workforce reduced. We have to reduce the numbers since we are not doing so much anyway, but we still have to work more on the sanitizer, the nose mask, the things. You understand? We still have to
Yes.
really work, and sometimes it's not so easy wearing a nose mask and having to climb the roof and all that. But
Yes.
you just have to do it. It's not very easy, but everybody understands the situation. So everybody's we're all taking conscious effort to comply.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
Well done, Ziza. You come across to me like a very determined woman, so I celebrate you.
Thank you.
We're going to take
Thank
a
you very
quick
much.
break now. You're welcome. We're going to take a quick break now, and when we return, there'll be more for you on hanging out. Stay with us.